50,000 districts. This when you extrapolate this amount, it comes around like $2.8 billion just in US, which is non-revenue water. Uh, and why it's happening more and more? I mean, you can see what's happening in California. More and more dry weather. That's also causing rain. The fire. So with very fire last 20 years, California has seen drastic climatical change. We are experiencing droughts as well. Like last drought was 2013-14, but it's supposed to come every 5-7 years, right? It's a semi-arid region, but not even just California, it's other states as well. So this is a very big problem right now. And I have done a lot of market research. I was actually working before with several hundred water districts, and I was at Smart Energy, where I also looked into different competitions and any other companies in the market. There's like a lot of gaps in the marketplace, which whatever solutions they have in place, and the companies exist for 10, 20 years, but unable to scale. Um, and what are those gaps? There is no solution which provides water budget allocation for individual account basis, especially in California. It's very, very important. Um, Inaccurate water data. What I mean by that, there are like 80% non-smart meter analog meters, and they don't align the dates correctly. Once a year audit, which is done after the year, like after like 20 months, very reactive in paper spreadsheet. Um, Overall, what's happening is there is no water 360-degree integrated, connected, and multi-tenant. Multi-tenant is pretty important. Why? Because there are 50,000 water districts. In order to scale fast, you need a multi-tenant solution, because learning from each district can be shared instantly, quickly to other districts. Otherwise, the product becomes stale. It does not evolve. So the way we design a Trackle is, it's very scalable, and it constantly keep evolving. So clients are happy. They will never leave you. Um, so what we designed is Trackle. It's a next generation cloud-based water loss tracking and compliance management. So there's no other company which is doing compliance management, and there is a lot of compliances coming on the board, especially like around water loss tracking, water budgeting, online auditing. There's like tons of stuff. Plus, we are also rewarded a contract with one of the companies, Water Research Foundation, pretty prestigious in water area. They selected one of the districts out of 50,000 districts to do a project on AI, machine learning, smart water networks to manage pressure and flow. And this particular district selected us in turn. Why? Because existing companies were not able to do research. So they were looking for some nimble and agile company who can do this job. So they selected us. We also got selected with Microsoft for startups. So that gives us thousands of dollars of the cloud hosting. Our stuff is already deployed in our portals, apps are in cloud. We're part of ILTAG. So all these things we did over the period of time. Today, after this call, actually, we are also presenting at AWWA Fall Conference for water loss. So this is our Trackle. What it does is it's basically, it integrates with any kind of backend system, like SCADA system, AMI system, payment system, all in one. So rather than all different systems, so utilities have a lot of inefficiencies. So it improves that. Plus it gives them daily real-time water loss tracking. It's a multi-tenant cloud platform. No other company has done that so far. And that's why they have only 50 clients in 10 years. Whereas this is supposed to get 1,500 clients in 3 years. So that's the kind of projection we are looking for. And we'll be successful. We know it's word of mouth. Once we do 5, 10, 15, 20, it's just going to exponentially increase. And all of them will be very quick implementations, because it's a single cloud platform for all districts. So any integration we do, it will be ready, pre-integrate, pre-made for other ones. And last but not the least is the compliance management. Here is how our product looks like. So we have a utility facing portal and a work tracks, operator checklist tracking, which also tracks of assets, and customer facing portal and customer facing app. We do have a constant product expansion plan. We have a very lean development team. I don't have like 100 of developers. I have like 7 developers, but they're a very experienced team. They have worked in utility for like 5-7 years. They know what they're doing. That's why we were able to quickly build the platform in the last 8 months last year. And we have a lot of plans in future. Competition wise, we believe that it's a blue ocean. What we have created is after like 5 years with working with hundreds of districts, what are the gaps in the market? So these are the gaps. So we believe it's a blue ocean, but there might be some parallelism with 1 or 2 companies. but none of them are like on single cloud platform. So our projections are like 1,000 utilities in next 3 years and going up to $45 million. That's just 2% of the market penetration. Here is our team. We have Saracap is also looking into us from venture perspective, and we have a very solid team. UCI, USC folks, especially Vivek. He's a data scientist, and Andrew is helping me with the sales. And we have all our developers and everybody else from offshore team. So this is a very lean team, but very experienced team. It can get it done. Financial wise, this is the projection we are looking for next 3 years. Of course, due to pandemic, a little bit delay, but we are talking to all the clients. We have a strong pipeline built up in last 6 months. We spoke to like 100 plus prospects, and they all love the product. 90% of them, they love it. They're just waiting for pandemic to over and their budget cycles, and 25 or 30 are very strong leads. So we believe we can make this happen.
Just want to tell you that you ran over the time. It's taken away time from your Q&A. Up to you.
Okay. All right. Yep. So we are raising funds, the $1.5 million. And the main thing we are raising is to get into sales and marketing and product implementation teams. So all in all, I'll just summarize real quick. It's a 360-degree integrated, connected, and multi-tenant cloud platform. Investors will get attractive multiples. There's a lot of acquisitions happened this year and before. Oracle purchased OPower and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm up for the questions. Thank you very much.
All right. How much time do we have left, Stephen?
4 minutes for questions.
Go ahead, Herschel.
Great. So a couple people raised their hand. Amit, please keep your answer brief, as we'd like to get through all the questions. So Chris Yang, please go ahead.
Sure. Do you mind to elaborate a bit on your AI solution, artificial intelligence solution, particularly how you plan to gather data to guide your model training? Thank you.
Correct. So what we are doing is we have adapters which we have built up, and we are connecting with smart IoT devices to capture these hourly reads. And on top of those, we apply machine learning, regression, those kind of things. So we got this demand and supply data from SCADA as well as AMI IoT devices, and we have very adaptive and flexible data algorithms which connects with these adapters, pre-adapters, and then load the data, transform it, and run all the anomalies, regression, those kind of things. Yeah.
Great. Tony?
You're muted, Tony.
Sorry. Amit, quick question. What do you have done for patents? Have you done any patent work?
Yes, that's a great. In fact, one of the JJ Rich's last, I think 2 weeks ago, we had a meeting, and I asked all these questions about patents. So what we have done is our all code is secured. I'm working with IP protections like copyright, trademarks. And as far as patent is concerned, since we don't have hardware, we really need to see, but nevertheless, we need to reveal information for patents. But we are looking for this module, which we are working for to do patent for smart water networks.
Thank you.
Great. Grant?
Yeah, I was interested in the thing you mentioned on the last slide about the high multiples for that space. Can you tell me a little bit more about it, including why you think there's higher multiples?
Yes,
in acquisitions?
definitely. If you do Google, like 2017, OPower was purchased by Oracle in $500 million. And, the revenue was not too high. And OPower only thing they did was producing home energy reports, which we can produce home water report any given day, which is just 1% of our application. So imagine how big ecosystem I'm creating, like we have built, and it's all vertical integrated. We have multiple lines of product expansion already happening. So we believe it's going to be like complete water 360-degree on cloud SaaS platform. Nobody has ever done it. We are the first ones. And you can clearly see 50,000 districts, they don't have all this leading and cutting edge technology.
Any other questions?
That's it for the hand. Oh, I guess we have Matt now.
Yeah. What kind of exit or what companies would actually acquire you?
So, like I said, Oracle purchased OPower. So any kind of billing system companies, like big ones are there in the market, like Oracle, SAP. These are the companies. Or on the cloud side, we are partner of Microsoft for startups. Microsoft is looking at it. So Microsoft kind of companies are also there, the cloud companies or the billing companies or the meter companies like Neptune, Aclara, Census, Xylem, those kind of companies. So any of these kind of companies like big meter companies or billing companies or cloud companies, these are the companies which it can easily, or even IT companies like something like Alteryx in Irvine, right? These are companies who create analytics. These are also potential acquirers. Yeah. But we want to grow organically if we can, because there are 50,000 districts. Till I reach out to the 50,000, the product can still be sellable, because our first client told us, like, you got us from village to Manhattan, and they are in East Orange County. So we believe 50% of the border districts, they're pretty rural and they really need all this upliftment in the technology.
Another question from Chris.
This is a follow-up question on the AI model training part of the first question. So I was looking at your revenue model. Could you elaborate, because you did not specify how you're going to charge computing and data storage costs?
Correct. So currently our costs are two costs: one-time installation and annual maintenance, annual recurring. So they are based on the number of meter connections, the volume. But we have a bare minimum, because we understand a lot of districts have less number of accounts. So bare minimum is like between 20,000 to 25,000 one-time setup, and then annual recurring. As far as annual storage cost, we put an asterisk that storage costs are not included. But I understand, like, up to certain accounts we can accommodate, because we do have Microsoft for startups, that kind of partnership. So we do have 35,000, annual credits. So we can support some clients, but then if we get, let's say, a big client like Cal Water Service with 250,000 meter connections, then storage and those costs have to be discussed separately, because of course Azure will charge us a lot of money for that.
All right, time is up. Thank you so much, Amit. Judges, please enter your valuations while we're transitioning Amit out and bringing the next company in. Thank you, Amit. Great presentation.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thank you. Okay, next in line is a crypto hedgehog, Taylor. There you go. Thanks, Taylor, for raising your hand. So Taylor, whenever you're ready, please share your screen.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. And then we will start the timer when you start speaking. Just to let you know that if you go beyond the time of the presentation, it will take away from the time you have for the Q&A.
No worries. Good. Can everyone see the screen okay?
Yes, we can. And judges, the link for Crypto Hedgehog is in the chat. If you want to click on that so you can do the evaluation, it would be great.
Okay. Hello everybody. I'm Taylor, CEO of Hedgehog, which is a crypto aggregator and portfolio manager that allows you to trade anywhere, track anything, and learn everything about blockchain. Previously, we were a part of the founding team at Acorns. We've raised $79 million for other startups, including the recently IPO'd Hyliion, and we're advised by Alan Stevo, the previous chief of staff at Kraken. Straight to the point, nearly every crypto investor checks prices every day. 2/3 use 3 or more exchanges, and for over half of crypto investors, crypto was their first investment. And right now, Excel is the primary way of managing their investments. We know this because before we built Hedgehog, we were managing our portfolio in Excel. This is sort of what ours looked like. Between manually entering and tracking all our information, setting our financial strategies, and executing trades, it would take us about 30 hours a month to correctly rebalance our portfolio, which, simply put, is way too much time, and it's way too complicated for the average investor. That's why we started building Hedgehog. If you log in, you can track addresses from over 500 different wallets and automatically sync balances from over 1,000 different chains. As you see, all my balances from Kraken just updated. Now that you have up-to-date balances, we can start building your portfolio. If you want, you can group your assets into customizable stacks like banking or Ethereum tokens. And within each stack, you can set strategies that apply target weights to your assets. You can also assign allocations manually. Based on your portfolio settings, you can view recommendations about what to buy or sell. Here, I'm overexposed to Bitcoin, so I'm going to plan some transactions that buy a bit of XRP, USDC, and Chainlink. When you're ready, we can also process orders for any market on any connected exchange. Right now, I'm selling a bit of Bitcoin for ETH on Coinbase, and I can do the same. I can use the same interface to interact with any of the 130 exchanges that we connect to. We're also working with Hopscotch to offer best possible pricing for any trade. This allows us to buy crypto at a cheaper price than anybody else on the planet and offers the unique advantage of being built by my brother, which is a pretty great experience. We also have research for any coin that's been aggregated from thousands of different sources. We have overviews, films, teams, partners, market data, and up-to-date news feeds. Why? Part of our mission is to make our users money, but the other part is to educate them, because understanding what you're investing in is the first step to assembling a great portfolio. So Hedgehog is great because we're a full stack portfolio solution for both the retail user and the $100 million hedge fund. Competitors like Blockfolio, CoinTracker, and CoinMarketCap have fewer features, bigger teams, and multi-million-dollar raises. And we'd be happy to go over this slide in more detail during the Q&A, but Blockfolio specifically was just acquired for $150 million. In terms of traction, everything is currently live on cryptohedgehog.io. 4,500 people have used the site, $750,000 worth of assets are being managed. And if you're interested, honestly, please sign up, register for an account, and let us know if you have any questions. We'd love to get your feedback. In terms of regulations and revenue sources, right now we can earn revenue based purely on a subscription fee for our trading product. We have limited regulatory risk here since users are connecting to their own accounts on their own exchanges, and Hedgehog is simply acting as a UI layer. We do want to register as an investment advisor so we can pre-package acorns or stash style portfolios, leading to faster onboarding, a broader range of customers, and allowing us to charge wrap fees. As we build out our swap facility with Hopscotch, a broker-dealer license also allows us to charge transaction fees and take payment for order flow from exchanges and OTC desks. That being said, neither registration is necessary for us to run a profitable business. They just help us diversify our revenue streams and dramatically increase our margins. Our projected income here is based on a conservative outlook and assumes that we will get our registrations in 2022 and that revenue streams from our tax product, auto rebalancing, margin trading, and our swap facility come online as we go. Summarize, at Hedgehog, you can trade anywhere, track anything, and learn everything about blockchain. We have best price transactions powered by Hopscotch, more features than our competitors, and currently everything is live on our website. If you sign up, we'd love to get your thoughts. And with that, I'll open it up for Q&A.
Tony, you raise your hand first.
Yes, Taylor, excellent presentation. Quick question. Can you go to your team slide again, please?
Absolutely.
So you said that you raised a bunch of money for these companies. I'm just curious, what have you raised for yourself for this company?
So far, we've raised about $150,000. It's mostly self-funded with one angel investor so far. We've mostly been focusing on developing, to be very honest.
So have you gone to these sources for the fund of these companies? Have you gone to them to see if they are interested?
We've reached out to a couple of them early on, and they expressed interest, but they wanted to see us get a trading product live first. And so we have just sort of come out of beta with the trading product in the last month and a half. So we are currently in the process of reaching back out to everybody.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Grant.
Yeah, I just wanted to hear more about the Acorn story, what you learned there, and when you caught the bug that you could branch off and do something yourself they were missing, or
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I think that the bug was actually caught when we were running a digital marketing agency, my business partner and I. And essentially, we had 3 clients break their contracts at the same time. My brother at that point told us about Ethereum, and we started getting into the technology and learning about it. And we sort of realized that with cryptocurrency and finance, like investing and understanding the product or what you're investing in was supremely important, and how important it was, honestly. And so we really wanted to build a financial product that really stressed the education angle, if that makes sense.
Super. Matt?
Taylor, can you go back to your financial slide there for just a second?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This one? Sure.
Yeah. So you're going to be losing money through 2025. Is that correct? When do you expect to be profitable? Or am I reading this wrong?
I think you're reading that wrong. Our expenses are in the red bar below.
Oh, the
The
expense.
green is the EBITDA.
Okay.
Sorry, I could have designed that better, I guess.
Then I guess the follow-up, it was just small.
No worries.
So the follow-up question is, what is your ask? What do you?
Absolutely. So we currently have an open convertible note, but we're looking to raise a $1.5 million price round in order to fund the registrations, increase our advertising budget, and hire additional developers, primarily focused on security and mobile.
Got it. Cool. Really quick, Taylor. So our family invested in one of Blockfolio's earlier rounds. When you look at what Blockfolio has done, what are some of the kind of pros and cons, and how do you expect, like, what's your knowledge on kind of Blockfolio's market share and user base, and do you expect to take from them, or who's going to be your target customers to begin with?
Yeah, absolutely. So with Blockfolio specifically, I think one of the things that they've done great is that they have a very easily accessible mobile product. It works fantastically on your phone. We actually went to a talk with them though, and one of the things that struck us was that they said that they don't want to be a financial company, they want to be a social network. And so I think in comparison to that, we really want to take more of the financial approach to that and provide users with a lot more control and understanding of their entire portfolio and their entire holdings. So we do expect to take some market share from them, but I also think that the entire market is going to grow substantially. So there's no reason both can't exist. Does that answer that question appropriately? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not seeing any other questions. So if you have some time, I would love to understand, some of those features you showed. How are those not available on Coinbase? Like, what is the actual difference from me using Coinbase? Why would I use this?
Yeah. So like I said a little bit earlier, one of the whatever it's 2/3 of all crypto users have 3 or more different accounts on multiple exchanges. And that's because Coinbase doesn't necessarily offer all of the tokens that a user might want to have. So like I personally have about 6 different exchanges in order to actually trade the way that I want to. In terms of some of the other aspects, there really isn't a system out there that allows you to group assets together and assign specific strategies or allocate things appropriately. And there isn't a system that also brings in all of your data into the same place. So we have a significant amount of work that's been done just having all of these APIs be able to talk to each other and format all the data correctly, whether it's on-chain, off-chain, exchange, app, you name it.
All right, I'm sorry, time's up. We have to move on. Sorry, Tony, next time we'll get you. All right, thanks very much. Let's bring in the next presenter. All right, next presenter is DevNull Production. Please raise your hand, Mo. Is Mo here? I don't see Mo. Okay, so we'll move on to Daimler. Is Augustine here? Okay. So Daimler Augustine is not here. Interesting, because he did talk to me earlier today, so he might still come in a little bit later today, because he did say that he was going to present. So we'll let him present at a later time. Next in line is Ionem Amir. Are you ready? There you go. All right, Amir, whenever you're ready, you can begin. Share your screen and unmute as well.
Okay, can you hear me?
We sure can.
As we all know, court cases are difficult to predict and attorney fees are extremely high. This is where we come in. Ionem leverages quantum physics and AI to arbitrate between opposing parties for the best possible outcome. We have a distinct ability to quantify complex human emotion using quantum field theory to enable high impact decision making. We provide our clients with models that are over 90% accurate, that provide reliability and profitability to business decisions. This would translate into maximum insights, which is, know your risk, strategic advantage, guided decision making, and also customized success, know your opportunities. We reduce legal costs significantly inside of the courtroom by providing customers with defense strategies, and outside of the courtroom by providing them with e-discovery and also document review and classification. So far, we are able to predict the ideological and also the direction of the Supreme Court, as well as the outcome of Supreme Court with over 90% accuracy. And also we are able to predict the customer turnover for non-European companies. Our model is based on the data that is out there for over two centuries. Our modular solution has the court outcome prediction, risk and resource management, live prediction using real-time data, litigation, mediation, arbitration, AI document review and e-discovery, and finally the impact of the court decision on companies' stock market. Our target clients are business insurers, such as bodily injury liability and property damage, as well as auto liability insurance. Also the corporation, such as GDPR, general data protection, or privacy in general. The go-to-market strategy is based on chief investment officers and VP of claims. And the total market in 2019 was $313 billion. And with, we have a huge opportunity here to achieve the $52 billion of the immediate market. The marketing strategy so far, journals such as the Quantum Daily and Supertrain publish articles about us in quantum computing journals. And our model is scalable to healthcare, politics, finance, and corporate merging acquisition. We have a highly talented team of data scientists and also quantum scientists, and our models are being reviewed by an expert lawyer. We also have an experienced, an experienced advising team, and they all had successful exits. Our planned event is to predict the election results. So far, we predicted 5 elections, including California propositions, as well as Senate and presidential elections. And we predicted court results, such as Ghislaine Maxwell, as well as WikiLeaks extradition to the USA, and as well as a women's soccer team. And there are 3 more courts to predict. So this is our future traction. And as I mentioned, we provide models that are over 90% accurate using real-time data. And we have competitive advantages over our clients, or our competitors. We are raising $1 million, and this is our financial model based on our sales. And we are planning to use the funds in sales and marketing, research and development, and general administration. And we have an exit strategy. One of these major business insurers would acquire us in 5 years. And finally, why Ionem? Because we are highly scalable in premium with customers, and we provide models that are highly accurate.
Your time is up.
Thank you. I'm done here.
Chris,
do you have any questions?
Please go ahead.
Sure. So to do the prediction, right, are you leveraging data in the open market, like publicly accessible data, or are you getting data from vendors and suppliers? And have you looked at the upcoming election? What is your prediction?
Very good question. So yes, we leveraged so far both public data available and also through the Privacy Act, accessing of the data. And for each individual client, they provide us with the data, such as some European Union and also some business insurers. They gave us their customized data, so we have access to those as well. So our model is pretty much customized. Regarding your questions regarding election for California proposition, so let me go there to that slide. California Proposition 14, it's a no, our prediction. Proposition 15, property tax, it's a yes. They want to share the money with the public schools. 21, that is the rent control, is no. US Senate, it would be, Democrats would hold that Senate, and presidential election would be Joe Biden.
Great. Tony?
Yes, quick question. You said what type of physics are you using? What kind of algorithms are you using again?
Quantum physics. We use we leverage quantum physics in risk management, as well as the impact of human emotion in the decision-making process. Yeah.
So in that realm, in that aspect of physics, what are you patent? Do you have any patents that are defendable?
Yes, we are in the process of applying for a patent because we are a new startup, and we have a plan for we are going towards this direction, but not yet. But we are going towards this direction, especially because we are dealing with a challenge between US and China, and the new technologies became really important these years, and so the patenting is we're considering that. Yeah.
So are any universities doing research in this area as well that you know of?
Yes, I am in not specifically in this politics or justice area using quantum physics, but in quantum computing, I have connection in Stanford. That we are collaborating with them as well.
Okay, thank you.
In Europe, and to add to this, in university there is a Russian professor in Sweden. He leverages concepts such as social laser in managing the public in politics, political movements. Andrei Khrenikov, his name.
Thank you.
Yep.
Pat has a question in the chat. She's one of the judges too. She says, what is the revenue model?
Okay, so let me go to that slide. So in year, the revenue model is based on the number of customers. So year one, we only have one customer, year two, 5, year 3, 9, year 4, 12, and year 5, 25. And these are major corporation and business insurers. And year one would be negative $704,000, and year two, we would be profitable.
Okay. What is the subscription? How much is it per subscription and licensing?
Year one, okay, so we have 6 different modules. We have 6 different modules, and each module on year one costs about $100K. And then it's gonna increase year 2 to 5.
Okay.
So,
all right, Pat, go ahead, Pat. Sorry.
The time is up.
oh, no, sorry. Oh, time's up. That's okay. My question was going to be, if with subscription and you talk about customization, so do all these plug-in, they can put in their own cases and you can make the prediction, and you're saying you're 90% accurate? Is that how it works?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, thank you.
Very good question. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Time is up. Thank you very much. Good presentation. Judges, the link is in the chat. If you have not clicked on that, Ionem, please click on that and evaluate. Okay, let's see. Okay, next one is, let's see if Augustine is in. Not sure if he's in or not. Not yet. Okay, so we'll go to REAI, James Wang. James, raise your hand. Thank you, James. All right, judges, the link for REAI is in the chat. If you click on it, it will take you to the company on the F6S platform to evaluate. James, when you're ready, you can get started.
Okay, 1 second. Do you know any major industry that hasn't been digitized or no major disruptions the past 2 decades? We'll come to REAI. So we have a platform for the next generation real estate. We started partially out of Georgia Tech with some top-notch machine learning PhDs and with some industry veteran executives in our team also, who indicated that REAI is the future brain for the industry. So, 1 second. Meet Alice. She's trying to buy a house in Atlanta, and there's so much listing information, so much data, she doesn't know where to go. So she found an agent, Dan, and Dan is having also difficulty manually going through all those MS data and trying to see which one is really good for Alice. Industry rule of thumb normally takes a buyer 6 months to find a property, and 68% of people surveyed has the industry in the industry show a buyer's remorse. So here it is, where that's how AI, what we're going to fix this, the process that's being broken. So the last century and the Y2K or even the past decade, people used to do the manual search, trying to find information, end up a few hours every day at least for normal buyers. So going forward, we're going to see the model like what using AI, like our deep machine learning models. We're going through each properties, see the inside, the potential of each property, and also project what's each user's, what's the future tendencies. So we can provide the best fit. In terms of like every property, we can generate a Carfax-like reflex report with a full insight. We provide a condition a recommendation based on AI processing, image AI, and other matching and other AI capacities.
So for example,
I'm sorry? I'm sorry, someone's asking questions?
No questions, please keep going.
Okay,
I'll make sure.
I guess some disruption. Okay, so so for general users, we help them going through every property data and scraping and also see the deep analysis, what's the potential, and then we guide them through the transaction. First feature, of course, as we said, is reflex report. Every property, we provide them overall score with a key selling point for each user, with the main buyer recommendations, and also the condition based on image AI and other features. The other is the heat map. We provide a price heat map. We tell them the whole area, the whole neighborhood or the city, what's the price valuation trend will go in 6 months, 1 year or 2 year or forward. The crime distribution in the crime heat map, and also neighborhood and the school heat map. So people can decide, can make a right decision before they jump into a transaction. So the next is our guidance. We match people based on what's the most appropriateness. We even provide a matching score. Right now, our focus is on MS groups. As a matter of fact, we already started engaging with the top MS groups to help them boost the sales with smart listings, reflex report, and image AI. The next is we're going to go partner with agents and the buyer clients. So what the differentiators is that we are broker neutral, so we can work with all brokers and all their agents in the different brokerage companies. And also we provide the very unique deep AI to provide them insight for the properties and for the users. So it's pretty unique situation we have right now. And we are partnering already with the top 15 MS groups in US. Like when you sell property, you're always listing MS groups. 90% of time it's not listing MS groups. So we already started with some top ones, California MS, Florida MS. We're starting to work with Florida MS to help them provide with ADA, very unique ADA compliance image label. That we provide the only unique ones that can deal with. Right now, a lot of legal law firms suing MS groups for the image without labeling. So we are in a very unique position to provide them this kind of labeling.
30 seconds.
Okay, and the other part is the brokerage firms and brokers partnerships, and this is our project growth next few years. So this is our team. Mark is the ex-CTO of NAR. Ryan was a Harvard MBA, Stanford Engineering. Sid is one of the top-notch machine learning experts, PhD from Georgia Tech. Dantika is a top broker and also at the same time is a top-performing agent in sales. Mag is the ex-VP of Oracle, and Christina is the ex-investment banker. Well, seeking 1.5 mil in safe notes and to basically to expand the market, the partnerships. And we already, the exit plan is the IPO or M&A. As a matter of fact, we already have 2 big groups, approaches for potential acquisition. So welcome, join us and disrupt the industry together. Okay, looking forward to any questions. Thanks.
Great. The first question is coming from Christopher Yang.
So really quick, right? Are you targeting a particular geographic location or metropolitan area, and for you to process that amount of data and provide the insight that you described, the deep AI you mentioned, requires a lot of computing power and storage, and what is your burn rate? And it's going to be expensive. Are you thinking about leveraging any cloud platform to do so?
Yeah, we're using some platform. We're using Google. We're using AWS. But yeah, we have a lot of data. That's like we've been working on this for 3 years. We've been under the radar, keep our heads low. But basically, we have the bulk of all the nationwide data. But right now, we're not targeting the whole nationwide yet. Only certain big pockets. But our focus at this moment is B2B. We're working with MS groups. So the MS provide us the data they want us to help on. Like we're helping the Toronto MS, actually the biggest in North America. They want to revamp the whole system with AI. So we are actually helping them. But like particularly like a Florida MS, they want us to come in, label every image. So those kind of things, we don't need to. But on the other side, on the agent side, on the agent buyer client side, yeah, we are going to, that's a lot of data. That's why we also are part of this fundraise also to expand. We already have our reach, we can reach a lot of different pockets, but we want to like, you know, getting more, we can process like a refax right now, we can process a lot of big pockets in the US. Like you give me an address, I can give a refax report to you, but we want to like, you know, getting more funds so we can actually, you know, touch every property, like all the like 300 million houses in the US.
Super. Tony, with the next question.
Yeah, James, what do you have right now that's functional, that is used in the market, or are you functional in the market at the moment?
Yeah, we're functional. Maybe I also address IP since you also like that question. So the function is that our image AI, we are the very unique one. That's why Florida, they're the third MS in US, they tap us to do the image labeling for us. And we are helping the Toronto MS, trying to help them. Like every property, when before you list it, how much price, what's the price you list? What's the information you put it there? So we can generate a refax report. It's functional. And it's just not like, not every city, like medium-sized, small cities. We don't have a lot of medium-sized, small cities, you know, those kind of data, but we can generate refax report. We can provide a smart matching. By smart matching right now, only like 2 or 3 main cities, we provide our initial users with smart matching. So the whole system, what we have, what the initial partners, they wanted, it's already functional, but it's just like we haven't opened up to everyone yet. And okay, in terms of IP, we have 3 trademarks, we have 3 patents. Actually, 3 patents, I should elaborate. The one patent we thought about 3 years ago, it's almost there. You know, we're already with the PTO. The other 2, it's advanced like image visualization for the buyers in the real estate market. It's also very good, and it's already in the later stage also. Yeah.
Okay, so then at this point, when you have 2 big real estate groups that have approached you for acquisition, what's preventing you from just going with them?
Well, it's too early, and basically they're trying to buy us cheap. I can tell for sure, and because our potential is huge. I mean, that's why like the NAR, National Association of Realtors, actually deal is that you guys will be, you know, will be disrupting industry later. But these groups, they were saying, these guys is in early, it's still early. They want to buy us because they see the IP and the system.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I believe Chris has a follow-up question.
Yes, can you go a bit deeper into your pattern and the image recognition and matching part? And is this a more of a technical pattern, or this is a more business process pattern? I just want to have more insight.
Yeah, the 3 patterns we filed is all technical patterns. It's like, well, it's the first one. It's over very big, like covering very big, because basically what we're saying that for the real estate, everything like going forward, if you're looking at, you're trying to find a property, this pattern cover it. Basically, it's like we analyze the user side, we analyze the property side, and we see what is the best way to match this. This is the first pattern. It's very powerful. That's why it takes us a lot of effort. Like 3 years ago when we first started write it, and we deal with the PTO. So basically, it including all the algorithm, all the platform, all the things we put it in. And so we think it will be very dominating in the industry later. This pattern is that everyone who do something similar, we can say you're infringing us because that's the pattern we're having right
Okay, so the time is up.
now. Thanks. Thank you.
All right, let's see, Tony.
One quick question.
hold on.
One
Tony?
quick question. One
Yeah,
quick
Tony,
question.
you can ask.
James, everybody's got their price. So, you know, you should always consider it, right? If they want to buy you, figure out a price and put it to them. You never know.
Yeah, but think about it. I mean, we can really, I mean, even like 2 years ago, someone was just, I think we can even sell the reflex part and focus on other things, but it just like, yeah, we're being like, you know, email back and, but we haven't officially, talk to them into detail yet, because what we see that the next year we can grow much, much bigger, and then we are in much better position to talk to them.
Fair enough. Just made a suggestion.
All right, thanks, Tony. Thank you, James. Good presentation.
Okay.
All right, so we're about halfway through. Let's see, Jules is raising his hand. Jules, sorry, we're gonna take a 5-minute break, so we'll be back exactly at the top of the hour. All right, 5-minute break. I will get right back. All right, we're back. Frank, do you have a question, or are you with Jules? Or maybe you could type in the chat. Jules, I'm bringing you in. You'll test the audio when it's your turn, Frank. Sorry, I can't do that now. All right, judges, the link for Secure Block Technology is in the chat so that you can evaluate the company. Jules, whenever you're ready, you can share your screen and get started.
All right, can you see my screen, JJ?
Not yet.
All right.
Getting better now.
All right, how about now? Can you see it?
I can see it. I can see myself, so.
All right, let's see. How about now?
Sound looks good.
All right, fantastic. Hello, everyone. Thank you for your time today. My name is Jules Hilliard, and I'm the founder and CEO of Secure Block Technologies. Our technology provides next generation monitoring and analytics for the next generation internet. Our platform is built on blockchain for blockchain, the first of its kind. The internet changed the world, and blockchain is changing the internet, not just Bitcoin. We're also talking about the future of applications for enterprise companies. Distributed ledger pioneer Blythe Masters said, blockchain is as significant now as the internet was 25 years ago. Billions of dollars are being spent on the development of blockchain technology. By 2030, the market value is being estimated at $3 trillion by Gartner and $2 trillion by IHS Markit. The decentralized application market, or dApps as they are called, have more than doubled between 2018 and 2019 for both transaction volume and number of end users. Just like with Internet 1.0, and with all emerging technologies, blockchain has challenges. Can blockchains perform at scale? How do you measure success in such a new technology? Is blockchain's built-in functionality enough? Our essential and innovative technology stack solves these problems and much more. Our technology provides blockchain-specific performance monitoring, real-time and scheduled metrics, KPIs, and analytics, sophisticated alerts, reporting, and validation tools. We solve these problems with our proprietary Blockchain Operations Center. Our platform leverages the built-in functionality of blockchain technology to provide verifiable end-to-end transparency and validation, multiple blockchain and dApp support, customizable dashboards, and many more critical features. After a demo, Malcolm Harkins, CISO of Cymatics, said, "Your technology platform is the first that I've reviewed that can truly impact the adoption process of blockchains and decentralized applications." We take it one step further, however. Our super nodes are administrator nodes. They are embedded within the blockchain architecture itself and have authority over the other nodes. Our super nodes have a long roadmap of innovative microservices designed to manage and optimize blockchains. To learn more, please review our white paper at secureblocktech.com. Every single company that adopts blockchain and decentralized applications needs monitoring and analytics. Our technology is considered a core integrated solution, working in unison with both the client and blockchain technology. And according to consensus, a leader in blockchain is focused on integration, which is great news for us. The monitoring and analytics market today are huge, if you don't know. It's a $5 billion market for monitoring, a $10 billion market for analytics, and growing. Recently, VMware acquired Wavefront for $375 million just for their monitoring platform. Google acquired Looker this year for $2.6 billion for their analytics engine. However, these existing technology solutions won't work effectively for blockchain, as it is significantly different. That's why we are blazing the innovation trail to become the market leader for blockchain monitoring and analytics. Technology industry experts will tell you, including the CTO of Wipro, monitoring is required to maintain, analyze, and improve blockchain. According to Gartner and Zion, blockchain's CAGR will increase 67% over the next 5 years, going from $3 billion in 2020 to $40 billion in 2025 and $2 to $3 trillion by 2030. To date, we have signed LOIs and partnership agreements. AWS, Google, IBM, and Azure are partners and investors. And currently we are deploying our technology on AWS. Our early stage revenue projections are derived from 50% from the decentralized application ecosystem, 30% from blockchain platform providers, and 20% from enterprise clients. We have taken a very modest approach early with our revenue projections, taking into consideration the adoption of the technology itself. We are a SaaS model and are pushing into a $20 billion SOM by the year 2030. 200 million in ARR by 2030 is very achievable. This is the best team of talented enterprise technologists I've had the pleasure of working with over the last 15 to 20 years. A few notable companies we've worked for include IBM, Palo Alto, F5, Accenture, HP, and many more. We are built by the enterprise for the enterprise. I have 2 exits under my belt. My colleagues also have successful exit and IPO experience. This team has taken new technology to market before, and we're very excited about our exit potential. To summarize, we're opening up a $1.5 million angel round as we push to market. We'll be joining a great list of investors that includes multiple angels, all 4 major cloud providers, myself, and the lead investor in this round, a Los Angeles-based accelerator. Our use of funds are 70% for continued development, 20% for sales and marketing, and 10% for operations. Thank you for your time, and make sure you check out our podcast for some additional information as well. Look forward to your questions.
Wow, how about being on time, Jules? So, great.
All right, what'd I come in at, JJ? Let's see.
All right, any questions for Jules? Please raise your hand. Either you did a really great job or you really did a crappy job. I don't know which one, Jules.
I don't know.
Any questions for Jules? All right. We're going to do going once, going twice. Oh, someone took it. Tony.
Took it. Took it. Jules, quick question. What's your competition?
All right, right now, Consensus went big with a young group of developers and built out a suite of widgets, which I think are great, but it takes too much customization for any enterprise company to take that realistically. There's Blockwatch, another young group of developers, which I think is fantastic, but it looks like they went overseas for their development, and they're not an enterprise shop, so I don't think they're going to be too competitive. IBM, who we're partners with, and we did a lot of our early stage R&D with, they've got a fantastic setup, but it's just for IBM, and I think that's where they're going to get cornered, and just for Hyperledger. We can do multiple platforms, multiple chains. We're blockchain agnostic. So we'll be the first to market with an IBM competitor where you'll be able to use AWS, Google, you can use IBM, HP, giving companies the freedom to go down the path that's best for their businesses.
Thank you.
Grant, I believe you have a question.
Yeah, I just saw the reference to the 1.5 million round, but I don't think I saw anything on terms. Maybe you haven't settled it, but do you have any at least guesstimates?
Yeah, currently we're still in the convertible notes. So I would love to talk to you about terms possibly offline, as we do have a VC accelerator involved, and they might want to keep that confidential. They're taking the lead on this one. Is that okay? They're very favorable.
Okay.
Well, just to let you know, Jules, I'm going to tell you 5 or 6 companies are already probably going to get investment after this competition. So I think your answer is short. So you should really say what it is.
Okay, absolutely. Yeah, every group's different. So yeah, it's hard. That's a hard one to answer. So right now we're doing a convertible note, a 2-year term, typical stuff, 8% interest. It's a 20% discount, and we're working off of a $5 million evaluation cap.
Okay, that was easy.
Yes, some groups, JJ, tell you not to answer that one. It's, you know,
oh no, you got to answer. You got serious people here. I'm telling you, there's at least 6 companies will be getting follow-on investment through this competition. So, so this is a serious group here. So,
fantastic. Chris had a question.
Yeah, just an add-on question, more on the technical side, right? So I saw that you have a dashboard, right? Allow me to understand your product a bit more. Is this a more of a standalone solution, on-premise solution that you're offering for banks and larger entity enterprises, or is this something that you could bundle with a cloud platform that will be made available, let's say, through AWS or Microsoft Azure?
That's a great question. Yeah, thank you. We initially started to build this for the enterprise. We're load balancer, switch, firewall team. But what we realized pushing into the space was there was a big need for our solution by AWS and Google and Azure and some other platforms. And that's why they gave us a tremendous amount of platform credits. We're going to be on the AWS marketplace in a pay-as-you-go service. What we realized through the stage was we became a development team's best friend. DevOps is in a shambles with blockchain. With our solution, DevOps can now work in a functional manner, and that will accelerate the development of the technology and, of course, putting it into production.
Thank you.
I believe Ray had a question, but his hand is down now, so maybe not.
Yes, can you just go into a little more detail about what benefit your service provides to the customer?
Absolutely. All the way through the entire cycle. Okay, when you're a company and you're looking for a new technology, you've got to put it in the sandbox. And you've got to you put a couple of your engineers and developers on it, and you effectively try to develop that technology so that you can integrate it and use it. Right now, you're flying blind, and DevOps is imperative to the successful adoption and use of any technology. So monitoring and analytics are well established for Python, .php, all the other languages. And with the enthusiasm with crypto, other than IBM, everybody forgot to fill that gap. Monitoring and analytics for blockchain will be a huge market. It's a need, not a want. You have to see what's happening in the application architecture, and you have to see the impact that it's having on your network. And right now, you don't have those tools available.
Okay, is there still time?
We have 10 seconds.
10 seconds. Jules, you didn't tell them about Expert Dojo. I think you should.
Absolutely. Yeah, Expert Dojo, Rich over there, they've been fantastic. They did jump in on this round and get us started, and they will be taking the lead, and they put us through a fully fleshed out vetting process, brought in all their technologists who are bringing us multiple other large platform opportunities even as we speak. So be very happy to get them involved in our conversations if that will help.
All right, Jules, thank you very much. Great presentation. And we will see you soon.
All right, thanks again, everyone. Appreciate it.
Take care. All right, please evaluate secure block technologies, and I will bring the next presenter, and that is Craig and Frank. Are you both coming in? All right, there you go. All right, judges, also the new link for Vern is in the chat. Please use it to evaluate the company and the F-Success platform. Okay, Frank and Craig, whenever you're ready, you can share your screen and get started. Hey, Vishal, good to see you.
Hey, Jay. Okay. Can you guys see us and hear us now?
Yep. We can
Fantastic.
see 3 on Craig's video. There you go.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Are you sharing the screen?
Yep. Let me get to that real quick. Go. Share screen. Okay. And it should be sharing right now.
Yep, looks good. Whenever you want to start, you can, and we'll start the timer then.
Okay, well, thank you very much, JJ. I appreciate it. Hi, my name is Craig Tucker, and I'm the creator of Vern. What Vern is a human emotion detection artificial intelligence system. Today we're going to meet with some of the Vern ownership and talk to some of the business advisors. What Vern is quite simply it's the virtual emotion resource network. So what it does is it enables computers to understand human emotions. Vern is smart, Vern is patented, and Vern is innovative. The market problem in current solutions are that, well, computers cannot understand human emotion, that the current solutions are not unique within the industry, and that the current models of communication cannot learn human emotion, which is kind of a problem, especially when you look at the potential market. There's about $140.4 billion across several industries, including robotics, smart toys, emotional recognition. And anywhere a human interacts with a computer, Vern can make it better. In fact, we've discovered and come up with 45 actually different types of revenue streams that are available for us to capture. How is Vern better? Well, first of all, it's based on neuroscience. It avoids common pitfalls such as pre-filtering. And it uses a new model of communication that looks at the inherent message within the message itself, looks at the implied, and it also takes into consideration the personal frame. It is more accurate and very important. This is all engineered to be in real time. Taking a look at the features list comparison between Vern and some of the other companies that offer sentiment analysis and emotional recognition, you can see that Vern stacks up quite favorably with some of the other companies that are out there. And in fact, we are a complement to them and not a competitor in that our analysis will make theirs better. A little bit of the slide, a little bit on the team. My name is Craig Tucker, obviously. I was the one who created it. And Brian Novak, our CTO, sitting right here. He's going to go ahead and take over for the next section.
Thanks, Craig. And to speak a little bit more about our revenue and business model, we're going to start with an API, which is a very common technology and allows for a very easy integration with Vern into our client systems. It's obviously going to be a price per query model, so the more volume we do, the more revenue we're going to be bringing in. And with our current benchmarking, we're going to be able to, like Craig had mentioned, complete this task in real time, which is something our competitors struggle with. And with that, once we're into an ecosystem for our clients, Vern not only improves their content and analysis, but also Vern will grow with it over time. So Craig had mentioned over 40 different industries that Vern can impact. And so we wanted to give a quick couple of examples of what that could look like. So one example here is an email integration where Vern is analyzing the email content and returning back a response on what kind of content is within those emails. This lets a user prioritize and expedite their communication. And then on the flip side of it, we can also integrate into the composing of an email, giving the user feedback much like a spell checker or Grammarly to tell them exactly what kind of tone their messaging might be sending. One other thing we wanted to look at is comparing Vern against Amazon's current sentiment analysis. You can see Amazon does kind of a bulk analysis of their messaging and returns a score of negative, mixed, positive, and neutral. Vern, on the other hand, does a sentence-by-sentence analysis, and by using multiple emotional scores, we're able to elicit the true sentiment within that communication. All this is happening in real time and returns back actionable results. And on the plus side of things, Vern can also complement and improve any other sentiment analysis technology. And so with that, I'm going to pass it over to Frank to talk a little bit about our timeline.
Oh, thanks, Brian. So represented in this graph is a conservative revenue model built largely outward from the utilization of the existing server cluster and its supporting costs. So I draw your attention upwards to the upper right-hand corner where we highlight the use of funds or the allocation of funds. Note that 53% of the capital raised will not only support further refinement
30 seconds
of the sentiment analysis code base, but moreover, the front-end build-out of the enterprise or user interface development. And so I'll turn it over to Craig to wrap it up for us.
Thank you, Frank. I appreciate that. So that gives everybody a little idea of what Vern is. Again, it's smart, it's innovative, and it's patented. We've received our patent or utility, and when was that?
It was March of last year.
March of last year. So currently we have the IP for until 2039. And JJ, if you don't mind, I can go ahead and open this up to questions.
All right, thank you very much. Any questions from the investors? Judges, please. Herschel, you can take it.
Maybe I missed it, but can you tell us what the terms are of the financing that you're seeking?
Sure.
Yeah, we have a 3-year convertible note up to $1.8 million. We have a current value cap of $140 million that was affirmed by 2 different accounting firms. So we're looking at probably a 50% discount on the $1.8 million.
So I'm sorry, you said the valuation was what?
140 million. The value cap was 140 million. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Chris Yang has a question.
I'm not an expert in sentiment analysis, right? So, but you mentioned that your competitive advantage compared to AWS, Amazon, was that you do a sentence by sentence analysis versus looking at the whole paragraph or essay. So, is it advantage solely looking at sentence, or does it make more sense to look at the entire paragraph as a whole, so you get advice versus just looking at individual pieces? Does that actually yield a better prediction? That's my first question.
Sure, and I appreciate that. It's actually a great question. Actually, the sentence by sentence analysis allows the companies that we work with, we have a few clients we've started off with, allows them to actually get to the crux of the problem. Whereas, you know, we're getting text blocks where they'll have 3 or 4 things within the message itself, which may convolute the analysis. What they've been able to do is actually find the real pain points within the actual message themselves. Where, for instance, one thing that I can think of is a customer was complaining about having to sit in a drive up for a bank for 15 minutes, when it turns out that they were really upset about the fees that had incurred. Just a regular sentiment analysis, which they had been running, was not able to flesh that out for them. So that with Vern, you can actually get a granularity as to what emotions are present within each different sentence. And it helps chatbots, helps CSRs, helps management address the actual problems that exist instead of trying to throw water over everything.
And how would you generalize it if you have like 2 conflicting sentiments coming out of the same paragraph or same sentence, or multiple sentences?
Sure. Well, the machine learning that we patented actually takes care of a lot of that. So we have a patent on the machine learning process between the initial and the final detection. And what that does is it enables the checks and balances based off of the frame. Highly technical. It does allow for some descriptive type of analytics on those particular messages. So if we get something that's necessarily conflicting, what we've been finding is that actually is an indication of a separate type of emotional state. For instance, you know, when you get anger and humor together, you're touching on sarcasm, which is something that's been extremely hard to find. So that's how the system works, and so hopefully that answers your question.
Thank you.
Matt has a question.
Can you put up your, before Matt asks, I'm sorry, Matt, can you put up your projections on the screen?
Sure.
Matt, I'm sorry, and Vishal, maybe you go next after Matt.
Thank you.
No problem. Craig, maybe I missed this, but do you have customers currently? What are they using Vern for, and how are you pricing it for these first initial customers?
Sure, thanks, Matt. I appreciate that. We do have customers that we're currently working with. One of them is in the financial sector. It's one of the largest credit unions in the country. We're using it to analyze over 150,000 plus members' messages as they come into the credit union daily. We're working with them on a pilot project, so they're really helping us out through our alpha stages as we move in towards commercial viability and launching our soft launch of the product. So it's been a really good collaborative relationship where we've been able to actually work hand in hand with their development teams and their researchers to help flesh the product out. As far as the cost goes, we're looking at a standard of $1 per 1,000 which is pretty 1,000 API calls. I'm sorry, which is pretty standard across the industry. It's what a lot of other companies are using right now for sentiment analysis. And given the fact that our model is so novel and unique, it really incorporates all human communication. It's language agnostic. It should be actually probably priced maybe a little bit higher, but again, this is what the market's used to. So we think about $1 per thousand will be appropriate. But there's also SDK. What we're looking to do for development right directly on servers, and we also hold a patent on the chipset as well. Eventually, Vern will be put onto a chip so it can be onboarded right next to the main processing unit, put into satellites to analyze in real time, even before the audio data actually gets there. So that's really what we're looking for as a revenue, and just we're very excited about is we're working with Boise State University's Game Lab on a new deployment that includes a virtual reality application for campus tours, also a help me out with this online game, multiplayer.
Yeah, a multiplayer online game, and then as well as kind of on the medical side of things, there's a therapy venture that they're going to be starting up that we are looking to implement Vern in as well. We found that there's a lot of use cases as well on kind of that beneficial side of for things where people that are autistic or suffer other kinds of disorders or adjustments where their communication and have difficult eliciting emotions out of it. Vern can be a way to kind of bridge that gap. And so we're very excited about the potential for our software there.
Vishal?
This is Vishal. So just a disclaimer, I'm already invested in one of the similar platform. My question to you is, you mentioned that you have 40 plus different use cases. What are your primary use cases that you are targeting right now in a current state?
Sure. Well, obviously, we're currently targeting the fintech market based off of our first clients. We're also looking at education as well. Those are the two biggest ones that we're looking into. The other market that we're pursuing as well as gaming. Brian has a master's degree in serious game design from Michigan State University and is an expert on gaming as well. So that's one way we're pursuing for like non-player character interactions and so on and so forth.
And the second question is a little subjective, but you mentioned that your market cap is 140 million. Is that right?
Yes.
So why do you think
the valuation cap is 140?
Yeah. So why such a high valuation cap? I'm just trying to understand that, because $140 million in a current state that you are describing seems very high.
Frank, if you could.
If you don't mind, I'll just jump in, Vishal. So when you look at the terminal year in 2023 with a net income of $6 million based on the growth rate, when you factor in a two-stage discount model, we calculated the PE at around $62, $63. And working back from that valuation, you get a current or present value of around 141 million.
Okay. What's your current revenue for 2020 or projected revenue for 2020?
Sure. Well, I appreciate you asking that question. Actually, we have very little revenue. We have just started coming out of stealth mode this summer. We started signing up our first clients in July. So right now, revenue is probably around $3,000 to $5,000 at this point. But we're in negotiations for a lot more than that currently.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
So the original estimates.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, just to supplement Craig's comment. At the year end of 2020, the team originally forecasted around 70,000 to 100,000 of sales or revenue, supporting a handful of clients. And I think based on the new acquisition, depending on the development, we may miss that target by 20–30%.
No, the reason why I asked, because as I mentioned earlier, that I have a similar platform that I'm invested in, and we have almost 9 different use cases that we actively work on. When I compare with that, since you have a vision for a larger scale platform, right? But that valuation part was a little bit I wanted to understand. So thanks for clarifying. Yeah. Thank you, Joseph.
And do you foresee the need for additional raises before you hit profitability?
No, actually, we don't. We were very lightweight. You know, you're looking at the majority of the team right now. Really, these funds are going to be getting everybody in the company full time and developing out the software. And once this model is built, it is iterative, so that it will continue to learn and grow as machine learning makes it more accurate. And every time it gets used, it gets better. So that's really kind of our thoughts on that. Did I answer? Yeah. Okay.
I think time's up, but Chris, you still have a question?
I'll be brief. For the use of fund, right, you'll be, what percentage will be targeted for development? And you mentioned about SDK, right? I'm trying to understand your rationale, trying to build out SDK. What languages will you be initially supporting? And does it make sense to go down that route versus strictly offering it as an API services, web services?
Sure. To speak a little bit about the different deployments we're looking at. So obviously to start with an API system is the easiest, most agnostic one. So it makes it very easy for our customers to integrate into their system. So using whatever language they feel appropriate. And then we're going to be looking at several different languages to deploy it. We're starting with Go as our primary language. We're going to be looking at Ruby and then Python as well. Kind of trying to hit the majority of programming languages that allow for this kind of integration.
What's the rough estimate like per SDK in terms of development costs?
In terms of development costs for the SDK?
Correct. Have you estimated out?
We're focusing on the API right now, but we've got about 53% of the funds that we're raising are going to be going to the development side of things. And so we'll be building out once the API is up and stable and working appropriately, we've got a nice level of revenue coming in to help support the system. We're going to be then building out the SDK option.
Christopher, furthermore, just to supplement Brian's commentary, the SDK will be probably in year 3 or 4 as it is further down the road. The current pro forma that you see in front of you represents costs supporting primarily the API revenue model.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for the presentation. We will, we need to have a quick call here with the investors. So please, all the attendees, please drop off. So if you guys want to stick around a little bit, we tried it a couple of times. It looked like a lot of people had enjoyed it. So if you want to stick around a little bit, we can discuss the companies quickly.
JJ, we got another company coming up?
No more. They're gone. I emailed them. I called them. I texted them. What can I do? We're done.
Oh, okay.
Maybe they're caught in the fire.
But you know, they didn't actually. One of them said he's presenting today, so I have no idea.
Evacuated. I'm just joking. I don't know. I'm making up excuse for them.
You guys probably saw we did evacuate yesterday. It was one of those real moments where you say, "Oh my God, it's happening to us," and we were packing like crazy, and we put everything in the car. Just a couple of pieces of clothes, but all the albums and anything digital we took with us.